George Russell, 2022 Mercedes full-time race driver. How does that sound?
Yeah, pretty surreal, to be honest. I've been part of Mercedes for a long time. Junior driver with them, they still manage me. And obviously I've been at Williams for the last 3 years. But I guess in a way it almost feels like going back home. It's obviously sad to be ending this chapter with Williams because we've come such a long way together, but equally very excited for the next step.
So we had a great moment in Hungary in the TV pen when I asked you about your future and you laughed, which is fair enough, but then you laughed again and again. When
you were winking at me.
Yeah, that's what you claim. When did you find out that you'd got the gig, and how hard has it been to keep it a secret?
I mean, officially I found out the week before Spa, but obviously I had some inclination that it was going in a good direction. And I guess in a way it was almost always the plan to spend 3 years at Williams, and if the performance was good enough, they'd feel ready to promote me to the Works Mercedes seat. But it's, I guess since that race in Sakir, I've been quite relaxed and just really focusing on my driving, because at the end of the day it's a performance-based sport, and I knew that if I kept on performing, the opportunity would come. So I almost took out of my mind all of the contract negotiations and politics side of things, and just really focus on the racing, and just said to myself, if I perform, the opportunity will come.
So I've found a picture of you. There's quite a few pictures of you on the internet at the moment, and this one is of you in the background.
Yeah.
Incredible bowl sort of haircut.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely. That was the style back then.
You rocked it.
Yeah.
What was it like? Do you remember that day? Do you remember meeting Lewis? Do you remember what Lewis was to you, I guess?
I do remember that day, to be honest. As a young racing driver, seeing an F1 driver, it's like seeing a superhero, and you just almost can't believe you're about to meet, or just seeing a Formula One driver, and that was really special to me at that time, and sort of really reinforced the fact that I wanted to become a Formula One driver. And
so, what does it mean to you to be racing alongside him? Now he's the 7-time world champion.
Yeah, again, very, very surreal, to be honest, but equally just really excited. In my opinion, firstly, I have so much respect for Lewis for everything he does on track, off track, and getting the opportunity to go against the greatest of all time is a huge opportunity for me. I guess I feel really privileged to have that chance to learn from him, grow as a driver, as a person, because he's been there and done it 7 times before.
Have you caught up with him since the news?
Yeah, we spoke actually. Just texted each other. So he said, welcome, really happy for you, deserve it. And I just told him I'm really looking forward to working alongside him. But we obviously know each other from the past, know each other from these days. Not from that. I don't think he remembered that exact day. Maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe for the haircut.
It's an unforgettable haircut.
It was an unforgettable haircut. It was actually my mum who cut my hair back then, so I need to have a few heart-to-heart moments with her to ask what was going on. But I think it's just exciting for everybody, and even for the guys at Williams, something new, a new change, new challenge. I think it's exciting for all.
You talk about having respect for Lewis. He clearly has a lot of respect for you. He said a lot of nice things publicly. I'm sure he says the same privately. What does that mean to you?
I think everybody likes hearing nice things, but equally, when the helmet's on, you just focus on one thing, and that's just driving as fast as possible.
So heading into next year, looking at 2022, what are the targets?
I guess the target to begin with is find my feet, learn from the best, sort of integrate within the team, because ultimately I'm going into a new team, new engineers, completely new car with a new set of regulations, and that's going to be sort of a real challenge to sort of get up to speed and just see how I fare and just take it step by step, race by race. I think we can't sit here right now and say this is the clear goal, because we don't know what the goalposts are going to be. I think stepping in for Lewis last year, the fact that I know the Mercedes guys so well really helped. I know them all personally, that it was very easy to sort of integrate myself within the team, but doing it on one occasion is one thing, doing it 23 times a year is another. And I guess we both see this sort of Mercedes as a long journey together, and we just want to build build the foundations that we can be, title challengers for years to come. And I guess for me personally and for the team personally, that's our goal.
Now, when the news was announced, you released that really classy video kind of explaining how much Williams means to you, everything they've done for you. Can you just put that into words right now, what it means?
I think so many people just see it from the outset, the results we're achieving, which aren't necessarily spectacular, but they don't recognise the amount of hard work, dedication, long nights that go into just continuous hard work, never giving up. And throughout all of these years, we never really gave up because we always believed there may just be that one opportunity to have an incredible result. And we got two in the space of 2 race weekends, and that's because that team spirit was so high, and the guys never lost faith. And I think that really hit me hard back in Hungary, and I guess it's a real life lesson for me that you should never give up. But everyone here is like family to me, and it would definitely be really sad to end this chapter.
It sounds like it's going to be really hard to leave the team, even though obviously it's such a great opportunity.
Of course, I think naturally you build up such a great relationship, a real personal relationship with everybody here. You're traveling the world together, experiencing this incredible thing of which is Formula One, going through all of the emotions together, the success, the disappointments, for the great moments. And for sure it's going to be difficult, but equally I think everybody's been so happy about these last few years, how it's gone considering the difficult circumstances, and so pleased to actually have that podium to show for it, regardless of how it may be achieved. That was pretty special.
I mean, they all count. So
they all count. They definitely all count.
You obviously worked with the Williams family. They gave you the opportunity now with the new owners, Dalton and Joost as team principal. 3 years is a long time to spend with a team, and it seems like you've grown a lot. What have you really learned during that time?
I think the biggest thing I've learned is how to deal with disappointments. I've had my fair share across these years, whether it's crashing on my own, or the disappointments of Sakir, or the breaking down inside the points, making silly errors, whether it's internally with the team that maybe people from the outside don't recognise. I feel much stronger mentally now to be able to cope with this. And if I ever go to a race and I'm a bit off the pace, I don't let it affect me, because I just believe myself that when the time comes, we'll find a way to sort it out. And I think probably the George Russell of 3 years ago wouldn't quite have been able to deal with situations like that as well. And I think that's going to really put me in good stead for the future, because fighting against guys like Lewis, Max, Charles, Lando, all these guys who are doing exceptional within their own teams. There will be disappointing days. It's not going to be all sunshine and glory, but I feel now that I'll be able to handle these disappointments better, cast it aside, go to the next race and deliver 120%. And I guess that's why I'm sort of really grateful to have had this chance over the last 3 years, relatively under the radar, to go out there, learn my trade, make these mistakes and move on.
I mean, you're sounding like a veteran, and you've only been around.
No. Still plenty more to learn, always.
How much satisfaction will you take from the way that Williams will be when you've left? You're leaving them in such a strong position.
Yeah, huge amount of satisfaction. I mean, it would have been amazing to continue this journey together and just to really see how far we as a team could have progressed. But when I look at where we were in 2019 and where we are now, just that in itself is really satisfying.
And just finally, of course, you've still got 9 races with Williams this season, and we've had a good run of results. What are your expectations? What are the targets, and how high do you want to leave the team on?
I think these past few races have been so great for us, because we're in this position now where we know we can't fight for anything higher than 8th in the Constructors' Championship. We've got a good buffer to the guys in 9th in Alfa Romeo, so we can sort of go out there, less pressure, try some things, try and find more performance and enjoy it. But the goal is always is just to do the best job possible. And we're here at Monza. The goal is points, and that's going to be the goal every single race from now until the last race of the season.
Do you think we might see some tears on that final race in Abu Dhabi when you say goodbye?
We've had a few tears already this season, so yeah, I'm sure we will though.
Great stuff, George. Enjoy the rest of the weekend and the rest of the season, and congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers.
you.